Hello and good evening, good morning or good afternoon. My name is Khalid Ahmed Al-Meheri. I'm a student in Talos College. My teacher is Josie Aston in line 3. Yeah, line 3. So I will be looking into my PowerPoint. I decided to record a video. It's better for the PowerPoint so I can talk to you. So I have the PowerPoint in front of me. I'm not reading from anything. It's my PowerPoint. So I will be talking about Elizabeth Henrietta Macquarie. A bit of context about her. I'm starting with context. She was born in 1978. She was the youngest daughter of John Campbell. He has around 5 daughters, and she is the youngest. She's a Scot woman who was born in Scotland. But she had no fortune. Her family wasn't very popular and there was no fortune. She met the famous Lachlan Macquarie when she was 26. Of course, you know Lachlan Macquarie is the governor of Australia. And she married Lachlan Macquarie at 29, when she was 29. Of course, before that, there was some promises from Lachlan saying she will marry her after 4 years as a promise and a vow, and he did and got his promise and married Elizabeth. In 1809, Macquarie was appointed governor. So he wasn't a governor before. He was appointed governor. How lucky, right? So I start with, after this, an argument. I have an argument about what did she do good and what did she did bad and why. Of course, that she did, I will start with good stuff. She took the welfare of women convicts and the Aboriginal. She used to help them. She used to always get women right, and cared for them. Because back then Australia was a place for convicts. It's like a prison. This is the politics there, like a place for prisons. But she didn't see it that way. She wanted to help those prisoners, convicts, and especially Aboriginal people. She felt for them. She tried to help them. She also was contributed in the idea of ticket to leave if they do good and they achieve certain amount of job. Their reward is not being a convict anymore. Of course, this is only for convicts people, but especially for women. And she built a Hyde Park barracks for those convicts to live somewhere. The condition in the Hyde Park barracks wasn't as luxurious as you think, but it was better than nothing. They used to live alone. They share beds on the hallways, like in the Hyde Park barracks. It's better than nothing. Everyone was happy. They were all grateful for this thing that Elizabeth Macquarie did. But of course, it wasn't only her. Lachlan Macquarie also supported her idea, which we'll get to the point why she has haters. Anyways, she also was an artist and she was an architect, and she helped in the community. How? Is by bringing books from England to Australia, books about architects, and these books were helping them to develop in this certain area. She not only did that, but she also designed the Hyde Park barracks. She designed many churches, like the Christ Church in Newcastle and many other churches. Of course, that because of all this good, this is why she needs to be remembered and valued, and she is already. Now let's go to the argument which is against. Unfortunately, like Lachlan Macquarie said, you cannot be anywhere without haters, right? So, most of the hate, by the way, came from Lachlan Macquarie's enemy, just like I wrote here. Why? Because he did also achieved a lot and was against the propaganda of this is a country of I really don't know what the propaganda word means. So what I mean is the place was basically for convicts and for people who did bad, and you cannot be anything else but a convict, right? He was against this idea. So did Elizabeth. They were trying to change the system. Yeah, that's the word, the system. And because of that, she and him got hate from people who thought, no, system shouldn't be changed. It's good this way. It's good for them at least, right? Because they benefit from it, and why not hate, right? Because this is what's good for them. Now that everything is equal, now that everything is getting back to what it's supposed to be, people start to hate. So another reason is the top tier class gentleman was annoyed that she's a woman. That's another reason why she was hated, because they didn't like the fact she was involved in politics as much as Langland, because she designed the roads, she designed the buildings, she supported convicts and had a big contribution in the community. They didn't like it because she's a woman. That's another reason, unfortunately. The support she gave for convicts was the third reason why they hate her. Like I said in the beginning, like how Langland Macquarie wants to change the system, and so she was trying to support the convicts. They didn't want her to support convicts because this is the system they're living in. They don't like it. They want it like that. But Langland Macquarie and Elizabeth want to be fair to the and make it's a township, because it used to be like a prison ship kind of, but now it's a township. So I have my primary source. I really couldn't find much resources to back up my points, but there's like big resources, sources that can prove my argument. Like the Hyde Park Barracks you see in the background. I couldn't put it in the front. I don't know, it always glitched, but so I put it in the background. My primary source is Hyde Park Barracks. This is the place where convicts and Aboriginal used to live. At least try to occupy most of them. They used to live inside in a not good condition, but fair condition, because it's better than nothing. It's something for them, and I believe it's for free, by the way. Not really, but they have to work in order to get this place. All right. My another picture is the chair, the famous chair that Mrs. Macquarie, which is Elizabeth Macquarie, used to sit, and she didn't build this. She helped with the convicts and the Aboriginal people. They did this for her because she had this very calm place to sit, to relax, to enjoy the, away from all the politics and haters. She used to sit there. She liked the view. By the way, there was no opera house, but still it was fascinating and really beautiful. I wish I could be there. However, so this is another proof that she was contributing, and there's a writing behind telling some dates and information about Macquarie's. So in my conclusion, I have explained the context. What is she? Where did she come from? When did she marry the famous Langland Macquarie, the first governor? And I chose the argument from that. And the argument was about why she hates her and why they love her. Of course, I proved my points there. In my primary source, I didn't have a good primary source. I would admit that. But this is the best I could do, because at least there's a picture showing what she did before, and that's it. Because I was looking for a letter, couldn't find it. I was looking because the websites, and I have short time. So in my opinion of all this, I believe, before I go to the references, I believe that she is worth mentioning. She's an idol for all women in Australia, and the world as well. They should look up to her. And not feel sorry if you have haters, because no matter what you do, you're always going to be hated. People always going to look for their own benefits. but the people who doesn't are the special people like Elizebeth and Langland Macquarie. Of course, there was stories what happened after Langland Macquarie resigned his governorship to another one, and when he left to London and died there in July. I believe it's July. Yes. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. I am sorry for a late submission. Yeah.